right, everybody, hey, it's Jonathan, and listen, today we're going to talk about more is not a plan. So I've covered this a couple times. If you go to my website, athletespecific.com, and you hit the little search, the hourglass thing at the top, and you just type in more is not a plan, you'll see some of my other videos that I've done on this topic. You know, with people stuck at home right now with coronavirus, there's a lot of people sharing information, and a lot of that information is just not very good. All right, it's people doing exercises, people showing what workout they're doing at home. It's just work. It's just more work. It's more stuff. And if you're not focused, if you don't have a plan on what you need to improve, then anything will do. Right? There's that quote from, like, I think it's Alice in Wonderland. Alice asks, like, where should I go? And I can't remember who she's talking to, but he goes, like, where do you want to go? And she's like, I don't know. And he goes, well, anything will do. Right? And that's how a lot of athletes operate. They just go like, oh, well, I could do this, I could do that, I could do that. But what's it all for? Like, what's it all working towards? Now, one of the unintended consequences that's happened with coronavirus is that, so for my athletes, right, you've got to understand that you either train, recover, compete, recover, repeat. That's the recipe. Train, recover from training, compete, recover from competition, and then repeat the whole thing. Now, what happens is when you actually have 24 hours to spend to your sport, okay? Now, what's fun is that as an Olympian, when you're living at the Olympic Training Center and you're a full-time athlete, it's pretty cool, right? You're sleeping, you're training, you're eating, you're recovering, you're training again. You're training like 2, 3, 4, sometimes 4 times a day. And so your whole day is dedicated to that. What's interesting now for a lot of my athletes who are, let's say, in high school or college, and they're athletes, and now they seem like they have a lot of free time. Naturally, the mind doesn't like that, and it wants to fill that space. So what happens? Oh, you get on Instagram, and you're scrolling through, and you're seeing people doing some weird athlete or weird exercise. One of my strength coaches years ago, a guy named Charles Staley, he said, the best program is the one you're not on. Okay? Right? So the best program is the one you're not on. So your eyes tend to wander, your thoughts tend to wander. Oh, I could do this, I could do that, whatever. That's not the way this needs to work. Even if you're stuck at home with coronavirus and you've got like nothing normal around you that you're used to as an athlete, you have to have some sort of plan given your available resources, okay? So the plan is based on your available resources, time, energy, money. And it's specific to you. So filling your day with stuff, sometimes it can be a little bit beneficial. Like if you're just trying to add light activity and you're going to try a little bit of something here, try a little bit of something, that's fine. But overall, you have to have some sort of underlying plan. So the plan is never more. The plan is like, okay, I'm going to add this to my program. And the reason I'm adding this is for X, Y, and Z reasons. All right. And now I'm going to see if I can add that to the training. Can I still recover maximally? Right? Because that's really the recipe here, right? Is you're trying to train to the best of your ability, right? Given, again, your available resources, time, energy, money, because the faster you can recover from training, the sooner you can recover again. And then when you do that, then that should increase your performance, right, in competition. Now, the thing right now is we don't know necessarily when our next competition is going to be, but doesn't mean we just kind of throw things at us like just willy-nilly, right? I love that. That's the good word, willy-nilly, right? You don't throw things at you willy-nilly. You got to have a plan. Right? So more is not the plan still. All right. So don't get sucked into Instagram. Don't be watching some CrossFit athlete doing kip and pull-ups, and now all of a sudden you're going to add that to your program because that looks like a good idea. Or you're seeing some kid doing backflips on the beach or whatever. Have a plan. Get somebody to help you with that plan. And I'll just leave you with this. Right now, there's a lot of teams that, in an effort to keep the team together, they're doing like online workouts. And I've seen some of these things and they're junk. They're crap, because what the team is doing is the team is using physical activity as a way to create team building. And that should never, ever be the case, okay? When you see college athletes in a facility together, in a school facility, in a really kick-ass weight room, and they're working out as a team, they're working out as a team, as a group of individuals in a team environment. When you're home, if your coach, who's like your technical coach, is all of a sudden, right, okay, girls, okay, guys, we're gonna do 30 box jumps, and we're gonna do 30 body weight squats, and we're gonna do kipping pull-ups, and we're gonna do jumping rope, and all that is just work for work's sake, not work for a real plan. Because every athlete is different. And I understand that in a time like this, you don't want athletes just sitting home doing nothing. But really, if you're an athlete listening to me, you're probably not the athlete sitting home doing nothing, I would hope, right? You're the athlete who's got that plan. If you need help with a plan, come to a guy like me. The thing is this, gotta have a plan. More is not the plan. More is never a plan, right? Now, if you are one of those coaches listening to me and you've got your team doing a whole bunch of physical activity, you gotta make it so, one, it's safe for everybody, right? I worry mostly for my girls out there who are doing stuff and they're at risk of knee injuries. And I see a lot of coaches giving all these jump stuff, which is gonna be a recipe for disaster. I do understand having some sort of workload is good, but you gotta be safe. Ideally, you make it as specific as possible, all right? One thing I put all my athletes through is a functional movement screen so I know what they're dealing with, right? So I don't give them anything weird that they can't do, and that's what a lot of coaches are doing right now. So you gotta keep it safe, gotta keep it specific, and then also, right now, you're not gonna be able to replicate your team activities at home. You just can't. It takes a ridiculous amount of discipline to do that. If you want to try it, great, that's cool, but it's really hard to work out on your own, trying to replicate a team practice if that's where you were in the middle of your season, right? So just be smart about this. Realize that more is not a plan. Just don't be doing work for work's sakes. Just get specific, get positive, have a goal in mind, right? And be working towards that goal. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Do me a favor, share this, like it, tweet it out, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.